What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You saw it in the thumbnail. In this video we are talking about one of Lattafa's best in Teriaq Intense, and I gotta tell you, based on the fragrances that I have from Lattafa, this is hard to beat right here. I think based on what I have, it's their best work. This stuff's an absolute banger for the money. I'm going to dive into it a little bit further, so stay tuned. So we might as well take a look around the bottle. We just briefly looked at it in the intro, but let's dive a little bit further. Problems of having a busy background, right? There we go. So this time around we have black paint instead of that kind of beige-ish type of color. See, it says Teriaq Intense. Plastic base, but holds pretty well. I don't know what the theme as of late has been with these plastic snakes on these presentations, but not a snake kind of guy, but it does look pretty good overall. Have that wrapping around the collar, says the name of the fragrance, and it does have a pretty good atomizer. It does a good enough job. Man, we need to talk about this scent though. So when this opens up, it's a burst of juicy fruit, like over the top spice. You've got cinnamon and saffron here that are super fiery type of spiciness. Like think spicy wings type of spice here. And I mean like actually not the stuff that certain places call spicy, but it's like, man, that wasn't spicy at all. No, fiery hot, got to keep taking sips of your drink type of fiery hot spice. Saffron, cinnamon, plum liqueur is what they list it as, and it's not a typical plum smell, but it does have this juicy, fruity smell. It's very, very juicy. Everything about this fragrance is juicy, considering how warm, sweet, and spicy it actually is. That plum liqueur really does something special with this particular fragrance. It's just phenomenal from start to finish. It's such a captivating head turner. It really is, because the performance is there to really make it a strong head turner, which we'll get into in just a little bit. Wife's a huge fan of this. She prefers it far and wide to the original. It's not even close between the original and this one. I found the original to be a little bit too feminine for me. It's nice and honeyed sweet and all that good stuff. Just not something that really speaks to my taste to make me want to wear. This, totally different story. As I stated in the beginning of the video, for the, I don't know, 40 or so Lattafa fragrances that I have, I don't think any of them are better than this one. And I got some good stuff from them. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Assad line, all three of them. The Honor and Glory line, all of those. The two Kamra fragrances, and so on and so forth. Atlas, like some ones I really, really very much enjoy. But I think this is the cream of the crop. If you get an opportunity to smell it, I would encourage you to do so. It's not the easiest thing to sample. You're more than likely going to blind buy it if you're showing interest. So blind buy at your own risk. But if you're looking for over-the-top, fruity juicy, meets fiery hot spice, warm and sweet, captivating stuff. Now, as far as performance, no slouch. This stuff's a straight-up beast. When I first sprayed it, for those of you who saw my initial impressions, I could barely pick it up. I was like really trying to find it, couldn't really get it, and it started to settle in, and I really started to get the scent profile. But I let it sit for just a few days. What a complete 180 turnaround in performance and richness and density. Just everything about it changed in just a few days. I accidentally hit the cap on the corner of my desk. That's what that was. Outrageous. And even in this short amount of time, 8+ hours easily in longevity, it's really far beyond the 8-hour range. And then projection is on the heavy side. I would call it moderate to heavy projection for every bit of an hour and a half to 2 hours. This stuff really pumps, really pushes. I don't go extremely anosmic or nose blind to it. I don't have a strong level of nose fatigue with it. There is some in there, I'm sure, but nothing noteworthy to where I'm like, my nose is kind of fading to this. As long as you keep it away from the front of you, constant non-stop whiffs, and the sillage is on the moderate side. It definitely will constantly remind you it's there. It lingers, it trails well, hence like I said earlier that it's a bona fide head turner. it's got that appeal in its performance and scent profile. They have to really match most of the time. You need the strength to grab somebody, and it needs to be a captivating and compelling enough profile to potentially get a compliment out of the deal. And this stuff, really, really strong. Dare I say this is a beast across the board of all three performance categories. Final thoughts on Teriaq Intense from Lattafa. Again, I think it's their best work that I've tried. Really speaks to my taste. It has been phenomenal through this cool weather we have been experiencing. 'Tis the season, right on time to be spending time with this one. I think based on the scent profile, the not extreme performance, but bona fide beast mode performance, and being in the current proper setting and season for it, because I think you can absolutely wear it casually. That's what I've been doing, as well as dinner dates and evenings. This would absolutely be a stud for. I think it's an outstanding offering from Lattafa at 9 out of 10. Again, this is like cream of the crop from Lattafa, in my opinion. This is one of their originals. This is not duping anything. There are elements that will remind you of Angel Share, but by no means is this Angel Share or a dupe of it. It's just so good. It's addictive to keep going back to smell. And it's not super powdery for a lot of the sweetness being based around tonka bean. Where I do like powdery, I'm glad this one doesn't go the route of too powdery. A little soft touch of it in the deep dry down, but most of the lifespan of the fragrance, I don't really get all that much powder, if any, for the first several hours. So some of their best work. Stamp of approval from me, 9 out of 10. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Lattafa's Teriaq Intense. This is so much better than its previous version. Like, it's kind of comical because it is so far superior to the previous version, in my opinion. I have a feeling based on the success of the original, now I'm sure the improved success out of this one, I can't imagine it not being. We're probably going to get more flankers in this line, just like they've been doing with the Honor and Glory line, just like they've now put out a flanker with Kamra and Assad. We have a third fragrance in that line. I have a feeling we'll continue to get Teriaq fragrances as well, but so far so good. Probably their best line of originals that they've started thus far. So definitely worth checking out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. Catch you on the next one.